Okay. This word is for whoever just been in this season of feeling like that things not gonna turn out, that God is not here, he not showing up, he forgotten about you, or you just feel alone, you just feel like you going through this stuff by yourself, you feel like it's all in vain, like you just feel like that you just out here by yourself, right? So God keeps saying this. He like, I need you to get this in your spirit. I need for my word to align and to attach to your spirit, right? So I'm like, I know you'll never leave me nor forsaken me. I know you, like I'm saying, I know you'll never leave me nor forsaken me. And as I began to meditate on that word, I hear the Holy Spirit say, look up the word, the definition of never, right? For the definition I got, it says, at no time in the past or future, on no occasion, not never. Bro, when I read this, it just blew me. Like, God is literally saying, at no time in the past where you were by yourself, and there's no time in the future that you will ever be by yourself. On no occasion you will ever be by yourself. Like, never. And it just brought so much confirmation. It was just chills. Like, it just had me think of them times where I had nothing and I called on God and he showed up. It was times where I thought I was at my last and he'll show up. It was at them times that nobody but God moments. He's like, I was there. I don't care if you think anybody else has abandoned you and left you alone. God says, I will never leave. And to that, I'm like, okay, God, I got that revelation. What do you want? Go back to the beginning. I'm gonna need you to go back to the beginning. So whatever your fight looks like, I don't care if you was in the word, whatever that brought you to Christ, whatever weapon that you used, no matter how many times you got knocked back down, you kept pressing in and you kept going back before God. You kept pressing through those battles, through that warfare, through all that stuff. God said, I need you to go back to the beginning. Go back to what's familiar to you. Don't put on no other stuff, your armor, like everybody else is doing. Don't get into the habit of doing what everybody else is doing. I need you to go back and form to the beginning of how you put on your armor. My biggest weapon when I first started this walk with Christ, worship. When I was going through it, I'm worshiping. When I was crying on the floor, I was worshiping. When I was having those suicidal thoughts, I was worshiping. When I had lost everything and I was feeling like I was depressed and I was feeling all this thing, I worshiped. When that spirit of heaviness came up on me, I worshiped. Worship is it's a weapon. It is a weapon. Worship led me into praying. Worship led me into fasting. Worship led me into so many things. That was my biggest weapon. God said, I'm going to need you to go back to the beginning. He said he'll never leave you nor forsaken you. Then you go what's familiar. David said, I can't go in these. I'm not used to this. Ooh, Jesus. Help me, Holy Spirit. He said, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to fighting this way. God said, go back to the beginning. When you were back there in the background, slaying those giants, fighting off those tigers and bears, dealing with that warfare, what was your biggest weapon? In this season, you need to go how you used to going. You need to war how you used to warring. But knowing that God is with you, I can guarantee you that's where the enemy is fighting you at. In the beginning of what brought you to Christ in the first place. Go back to your biggest weapon that you know